Revenge. It's a dish best served cold, or so they say. From great epics to everyday squabbles, the desire to settle a score runs deep. We're drawn to stories of cunning plots and poetic justice. These tales tap into our sense of fairness and our desire to see wrongdoers held accountable. But beyond the moral implications, revenge stories are just plain entertaining. So buckle up as we delve into some truly creative and surprising acts of revenge. These real-life examples showcase the motivations behind the act and the sweet satisfaction of those who carried out the deed. Remember, this is all in good fun. Our first tale takes us to the workplace, where pranks can quickly escalate. Tracy from the UK found herself caught in the crossfire of her husband's playful rivalry with a co-worker named Derek. Derek thought it would be hilarious to superglue her husband's helmet to his head. Tracy wasn't laughing. Knowing Derek's pride and joy was his motorbike, Tracy arranged for it to be hoisted onto a building crane at their workplace. The image of Derek, stranded and fuming below his dangling bike, must have been priceless. Tracy's revenge was a stroke of genius, proportionate, public, and undeniably satisfying. This story reminds us that revenge doesn't always have to be malicious. Sometimes it's about delivering a taste of one's own medicine. Weddings are supposed to be joyous occasions, filled with love and celebration, but in our next story, the celebratory mood takes a sharp turn thanks to a well-placed act of revenge. Paul, a loyal friend, discovered that his friend Pete's fiancée, Rebecca, was not who she seemed. Rebecca had been unfaithful to Pete, and Paul was determined to expose her true colors. Instead of confronting Rebecca directly, Paul chose a more dramatic route. He decided to reveal her infidelity on the biggest day of her life, her wedding day. As guests gathered, Paul put his plan into action. He had strategically placed photos of Rebecca with other men underneath the guests' seats. The scene descended into chaos, with Rebecca's carefully constructed facade crumbling before her eyes. Paul's act of revenge exposed a web of lies and saved his friend from a lifetime of potential heartache. Our next tale takes us into the world of landlord-tenant disputes, where tensions often run high. Angela, a Reddit user, found herself on the receiving end of an unfair situation when her former landlord refused to return her security deposit. Despite leaving the apartment in good condition, the landlord refused to budge, citing bogus reasons. Angela discovered that her ex-landlord was using the basement apartment of the building for storage. On a fateful day, Angela turned the outdoor faucet of the building on full blast and walked away. The result, a flooded basement and presumably a very soggy lesson learned for the cheapskate landlord. This story reminds us that sometimes the most satisfying revenge is the kind that hits someone where it hurts, their wallet. Our final act of revenge takes us to the office, where petty theft can quickly escalate into a hilarious display of retribution. An engineer, tired of his co-workers stealing from the office donation box, decided to take matters into his own hands. He rigged the box with a hidden camera and a speaker, creating a trap for the unsuspecting thief. The culprit turned out to be the owner's nephew, who clearly thought he could get away with his crime, but as he reached for the cash, the engineer sprang his trap. The office was suddenly filled with the sound of Idina Menzel belting out "Let It Go" at maximum volume. The engineer not only got his revenge, but also provided a hilarious story that likely became the stuff of office legend.